Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Hi, Chemda.
Hi.
It's my sister's birthday today, but more important than that, happy Flag Day. It is the Army's 246th birthday.
So it's not like Flag Day, like if you have a flag representing something, you could just wave it. It's very specific.
Yes, the Army established June 14th, 1775. She doesn't look a day over 200. Congratulations. Beautiful, beautiful style. They knew how to make that camouflage. Now it's digitized. Very exciting stuff over 2 centuries, and we're glad to have her.
That's cool. They've been using it a lot, so
but
have that. Now, how do you celebrate Flag Day?
You really enjoy the Army. You're like, happy birthday, Army.
Now, you were in the Army. Did they do
Yes.
anything? Did you have like a special dessert for Flag Day or something?
No, we didn't. No, but you felt it. You're like, our birthday.
Because they told you felt it? Like
it's everybody's birthdays. You don't give each other gifts and stuff. That'd get too much.
I see.
Right? Also, we weren't paid anything, so.
So in the Army, there wasn't like a Secret Santa version of Flag Day?
They used to try it at first, but you can only shop at Army stores. So somebody would give somebody a raise or somebody would give somebody else Q-tips. And they're like, let's just cancel this and just it's more about feelings.
By the way, in the Army, are you allowed to get gifts like from your family and stuff to make your life easier, or is that frowned upon?
Yeah, no, you can. After basic training, it's a regular job for the most, except for the shooting and murder. But yeah, you can be a person if you're not, at war.
Did you get stuff from your family?
For what?
Aww.
They said I heard the Army has a birthday, so enjoy that. But anyway, congratulations to the Army. Ned Beatty passed away, 83 years old. He was in Superman. He was Lex Luthor's idiot pal. He was in Network. And the way I know him, he was in Deliverance, which is one of these classic movies I didn't get to see as an adult because when I was a kid, I couldn't see movies. I wasn't allowed.
So you had to see it as an adult, right?
Because I knew it was right. I had to if I wanted to see it. I knew it was, a famous movie. He's in the infamous squeal like a pig scene in Deliverance. These 4 city guys, they go to the outdoors to get away, but they don't understand these hicks. And they like to really give the city folks a hard time. And by that, I mean, fuck them in the ass. And Ned Beatty's like running away, trips. And these guys start fucking him and they yell, squeal like a pig. And I'm like waiting to see this scene because I knew about it my whole life. I'm like, wow, what is this movie in the 70s? And they were fucking a guy in the asshole on the big screen. This is Ned Beatty.
Oh,
and
boy.
I'm sorry to the Beattys. I don't know the character's name. Obviously, I mean the character. It's okay. It's not real.
And Warren's doing pretty well.
What's that?
Warren Beatty.
Yes. In general, right.
Sure.
The Beattys. They look a little different. But anyway, you wouldn't have the other Beatty in and go squeal like a pig. This ended up working out. But Ned Beatty does not try too hard to get away from getting ass raped. And I can't help but see that film and go, I think the character wants it. He's like, whoa, I'm sliding on the mud. And he's popping his ass in the air. I can't run away fast enough. You would find the energy to try to run away. And this guy, he had to keep fighting them with he's pointing their ass to them. Like, I'm trying to fight you. He was not trying very hard.
Such a weird description of a rape scene.
Yes.
You're such a weirdo about it, but I did see the film. And I hate to say it, I know what you mean. It's sort of like watching special effects from 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it moved fast enough for us to agree with the special effects. So 20 years ago, he probably moved fast enough. The scene was so shocking that it didn't have to be so accurate about the physicality of it. And I don't know that he's a physical actor like that anyway. So I think it aged poorly. Does that make sense? We're not, shocked by as many things in this as they were. So that special effects adds to it. Does that make sense?
I just know I saw a lot of slipping and sliding, and Burt Reynolds takes the bow and arrow and he's about to shoot those guys from across the way. And he stops for a second and goes, wait, does Ned like it?
Okay, I don't know that happened, but
I don't remember.
that.
It's been a bit. It's so I
Okay.
saw it recently, but it's still been a bit.
Boy, please do not write my obituary when I die, okay? Because you're like, he's known from this film, and oh, by the way, he was the one that very poorly got raped in this. I mean, the acting was deplorable. If he got any awards for it, they should know that's not what that looks like, and he did it bad.
Hi, I'm John Beatty. I live in LA. Oh, who's your parents? Ned? Warren? Ned. Oh, what? I know that. What was he in? Superman? Oh, okay. What else would I know? Network? Okay, I think there's something else. Nothing else. Nothing else. He tried real hard too. I mean, it's not real. It doesn't matter. It's not a real person. So it's not a true story. That'd be ridiculous. Oh, well. Let me mention this. Big news. You know the new feature on YouTube? Like they have liking and commenting, that kind of thing. Now there's an applause button to show your support for the YouTube channels that you're into. But not everybody has this button. Why is that, Chemda?
It's sort of like they're trying things, so they give it out slowly. Okay. So some people have it and some people don't. So they're like, hey, let's see how you guys use this. Is this good? And it's working. It's great.
Well, see if you have one. It's exciting. See if you have the applause button when you check out our videos on YouTube. We're working on updating our channel. We put new videos up all the time that I think you'll love. Of course, the channel's name is Keith and the Girl, and we thank you for watching. We thank you for sharing. And big news also. Here's the on YouTube. You can see we put up a what's the greatest game show ever made?
Silent Trailers.
Silent Trailers, a full episode you can watch. We have a new one coming up. Okay.
Do you know, Keith, that it's this Saturday?
I do.
Saturday.
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
What did I just see to get prepared? Some crap. Here's the final lineup for this Saturday's Silent Trailers. Maddie Smith from Wild 'N Out. Liz Mealy, our favorite cat lady. Shane Moss, probably on psychedelics. Who knows? I don't know if that's going to help or hurt.
I know, right? It's like he starts describing what he sees, and we're like, no, I describe it. You tell me.
Right.
I see colors. No, Shane.
Ken is describing a movie, and he's like, well, that sounds sad. One of your favorite Keith and the Girl guests, Casey James Salengo. And a new favorite. You remember the new guest, Zara Norbach? She'll be battling me as well. You remember her, of course, the salve to the day before Julia Scotti's, I cannot wait for last week on Keith and the Girl. Can I say that, speaking of VIP?
Yeah.
We're recording it right after this episode. I cannot wait. The percentage of idiots that listen to me.
It's so funny. We talked about it a little on the chat party on Wednesday. And it's such an easily triggered discussion, right? So somebody brought it up. Everyone has thoughts about it. Then Keith comes into the chat. You have a lot of thoughts about this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking simpletons. I'm talking to you. Get your free ticket anyway to Silent Trailers as a VIP member. Also here last week on Keith and the Girl, as well as other shows. Here's a secret. Make friends with a VIP member, because this week we'll be adding an extra ticket for VIPers. And you'll have 24 hours to use the code. So check out our VIP program at keithandthegirl.com/VIP. Get your free ticket now and come root for me this Saturday. All right. All info about Silent Trailers is at keithandthegirl.com/ticket. Now I'm going to tell you about this journey I took to see my mom, of course, in assisted living. My dad popping in, me with all the siblings. Last time it was us 5 kids together, Chemda. This was easily 13 years ago. This is back in North Carolina. My sister put something together for Christmas.
And I want to say, it is hard to get an entire family together when you have 5 siblings, but I'm not even giving you guys this pass. You all live on the East Coast. Right. You all live within a 6-hour drive from each other. And it seems to be very much like no one's setting a date. So it's like, oh, we should meet sometime. Yeah. You ever get those texts like, oh, hey, I haven't heard from you. So, yeah, we should meet sometime. I like to go, yeah, that's a great idea. How's this Sunday or next Wednesday? And then you see, because people get overwhelmed by that. Because it's like,
Right.
oh, we should, but now that we are, we actually have to pick a place and a time and be okay with the other person saying things like, yeah, that works for me. Does it work for you? Should I check again?
Right. Yeah. And then like I would find myself, I would think, okay, maybe one of my siblings feels embarrassed because they just talked about how they didn't have any money. Next thing I know, it's because it's all in crypto and they're actually rich. So yeah, just throw out the invite and see what happens.
Right, right.
You know, how about that? But before we get into it, I saw on social media under Reddit that Henda got a new package from her mom, a care package.
Yeah, we haven't spoken in years. I don't even know how to keep track of it, at least 5 at this point. And I suddenly, like about a year ago, started getting packages from her. And if there is a note, it's a very general happy holidays or happy birthday. We wish you all the best. Like literally, happy birthday. Like if you handed this in to any Hallmark manager, they'd be like,
Right.
yeah, we already have wishing you all the best. Like that's not your job.
Right. And to any
So-
simpleton, because I know there are, because I was reading the Julia Scotti thread, any simpleton that's hearing this saying, well, if you keep getting care packages, even though you guys don't talk, why don't you pick up a phone, Henda? What would you say?
I've asked myself that. And unfortunately, now these are triggers where I have to ask myself that a lot because it shows up on my door. So it's like, oh, she sent me this. What would be the harm of calling? Right? Like we haven't spoken. She obviously wants to reach out and in a way has. And the answer is every time I do, it's as if like I could replay it. And I do. And Xerxes and I sort of run a what do you call that?
Reenactment?
Like,
You
yeah, a
call 'em up?
reenactment. Like, okay, sure. Let's try it again. Do you want to try it? Do you want to do you want me to call it? Which one do you want to be? My
I'll
mom?
be you. Yeah.
You'll be me?
Yeah. Right. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So you're calling me.
Okay. Bring.
Oh my goodness, Chemda.
Hi, Mom.
I have to sit down. It's so good to hear from you.
I got your package. I want to say thank you.
I send you because I love you. I love you so much.
It's fun to see. No Bamba, no chocolate milk, but okay. Some bullshit foods. And thank you for that. A pound of sand. Very thoughtful.
Chemda.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you called. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Getting by, but I've learned not to tell you specific things. So
You can tell me whatever you want. I'm
Um,
here for you. I love you. I never not love you. What
thank
do you have to say?
This is beautiful. Well, I don't know if you know about my boyfriend Xerxes, but
Please don't. No, I don't like that.
Okay. So the business is going okay.
You're
And
in business.
the podcast that I do that you
But you're
saw the
not-
setup for.
So then, what? Okay, I have to go.
Okay.
So call
well-
me. You should call me all the time. I'm here
Right,
for
but-
you. I'm here.
Okay.
Call
So how
me.
Are, how are
Okay,
you?
goodbye. So
what's
call
new
me.
with you?
Thank
What's
you for
new-
calling.
Okay. All right. Bye. Click. Ah, shit. I didn't hang up. Hold on. Click. Okay. Oh boy, that was a close one. What'd you get in your package? I mean, I see a bunch of circles. It looks like bombs to me. I see a bunch of circles on shit. Don't eat it. I'll try not to. I'd punt it. Anyways, congrats.
It's such a
Like sticks, their version of Kit Kat.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It gives Xerxes new ways of making fun of me because in this package, yes, there was something called barbecue. Those little wheels, it's like barbecue wheels. It's like our barbecue potato chips.
Okay.
Actually pretty good.
Okay.
And then you've heard of halva?
I think I've heard of it, but I thought it was a person's name.
No.
I heard a halva gagila. Right?
Halva nagila.
Where I'm the only one really lifting the chair. I know that fucking snack. That's not good. That goes down wrong. How about you help? How about I do it? You mean? And they pretend they're lifting the other parts of the chair at the wedding. I'm like, sit down, you old liar.
As soon as Keith hears Hebrew music at an affair, he starts walking away because if you're standing near the dance floor and they see your height, you're in there holding the chair.
Oh yeah. It used to be. I heard the music. I start picking chairs up because that's where it's gonna go. And now I just know leave the fucking room.
Well, this is halva in Hebrew, and they're little snacks. And the problem with this is, Xerxes already has like a ton of ammo to shoot at me about
Mhm.
how funny things are in my history and things like
No,
that.
no pun. Yeah.
Yeah.
On shootings.
This halva, I think it tastes good, but I understand how funny it is as a concept. I get this package from Israel, and there's a snack that kind of looks and has the texture of sand.
Of
When you
course.
touch it a little, it like breaks up into a sort of sandy thing.
Okay.
And it kind of crumbles like sand in your mouth a little bit. It's not as grainy, it's soft sand.
Even
And this-
combos wouldn't describe themselves as this.
I know, it's so bad. And this is a snack. It actually tastes good. I think he actually likes it, but it's such a weird thing. Like, oh, we got this package from the desert. It's chocolate flavored sand.
Yeah, all the pixie sticks are brown over there. Kind of takes the fun out of it.
It's good though.
But all right, no, it's worth it. I'll tell you what's good, Hendo. I went with my family we stayed at an Airbnb house. We rented a big house. But they go, you have to bring your own linen. You ever hear such bullshit? What is this?
I've heard of it, and I feel like when they say that, they're doing you a favor.
They go, bring your own linen, and when you leave, please start the towels in the laundry so that we have a faster turnover rate. I'm like, how about I start the floor mopping? You're charging me for that.
Right.
There's a cleaning fee, obviously. Maybe you can start a little bit, wash the windows, and then the person will come in with the squeegee.
It's like Annie. Have you seen the movie?
I know it.
Yeah. So she goes to Mr. Warbucks' house from this orphanage where she's completely impoverished and being abused and has to clean all the time. She walks into this mansion, and she goes to the sponge in the bucket and just starts cleaning.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's like me and the chairs. Yeah, I hear you. Well, anyway, I brought my Brooklinen sheets, and that's what I'm going to tell you about right now, and then we'll get into it, okay? Brooklinen sheets changed my life. I love their towels as well. Just got into the heated blanket, Henda. You're not lying.
The weighted blanket, yeah.
The weighted blanket, yeah. Fantastic. Take a look at what they got. I think you'll like it. It's beautiful, high quality home essentials, but they don't cost you an arm and a leg. Okay. What a great success story for them with 75,000 plus 5-star reviews. All their stuff comes with a 365-day warranty. Everybody loves them. I love them. Kenda has their stuff as well. Give yourself the comfort refresh that you deserve and get it less at Brooklinen. Go to brooklinen.com. Yes.
I really want to suggest their towels because I picked the super fluffy ones, of course, the most fluff. Oh my God. You can walk into somebody's bathroom and decide how almost like how your food is going to be okay or not. Like if their bathroom's clean, if they decided to get the towels that make you feel good when you're wiping your hands on them, then sort of like they're paying attention to these things. And their towels, I just want to quickly recommend Brooklinen towels.
I wasn't going to eat the sand candy, but then I saw her bathroom and I'm like, okay, you must know what you're talking about.
Exactly. You get it. Yes.
Yes. And they have all colors, right? In towels. Brown.
Sand color.
But they have regular colors too. Go to brooklinen.com. Use promo code POUND, POUND. Get it? And get $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Enter promo code POUND for $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's brooklinen.com. The promo code is POUND.
And that's like you can bring Pound Town with you everywhere you go, just like Keith did at the Airbnb by his parents' house.
Yeah, I took it to Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Yeah. Just whacked it silly. Kyle couldn't make it. After our last minutes, like I thought she was. So it was just me and the 4 kids on the way up.
Oh.
And the 4 siblings.
I thought you took her kids.
Me and the kids. Can you fucking imagine?
Oh my God.
I'm not ready to leave. Goodbye. Goodbye. On the way up there, I drove with my brother and everybody got an email from my dad. And the subject was behavior at mom's.
Oh, no. Is that a subject? He figured out how to put in a subject.
Right. For the first time ever.
To tell grown-ass adults how to behave with their mother?
Yes.
You're all
We're all 40
Around
or
40,
over.
yeah,
We're all
okay.
40 or over.
Oh my God, are you guys all over 40 now?
Yeah.
Did you know you were that old?
We figured it out. There's a lot of talking going on this weekend. That's one thing we figured out. Where we came from, who fucking knows? But our ages, we have a guess. So here's the email. Today, I was taken aside, my dad says, and informed of some specific rules for myself and any other guests. And right here, I'm like, did you just cause trouble for us? Did you say, hey, my kids are going to come around? What behavior do I need to tell them? That's what I didn't know at first. But then after 2 reads of this, I realized he really was talked to about him. Has nothing to do with other guests. Nobody brought up other guests.
Oh my God.
Today I was taken aside and informed of some specific rules for myself and any other guests. No more running in the hallway with her wheelchair.
He was running.
He was at first I'm like, well, you really think we're stupid? We're going to run with wheelchairs in the assisted living place. No, he was running with her like it's a ride, like you do to children. And he had to be told, no, don't do that in an assisted living place where everybody's drooling on the walls.
What? He keeps threatening that he's almost dead. He can run now?
You have to, though. It's you got to show mom fun. That's
oh my God. If the next thing is like after no running with her wheelchair, if the next thing is stop yelling "we" in the hallway.
Right.
Oh my God.
Limit visits to her room or with permission on upstairs deck. One family at a time. Can reserve a time slot for upper deck or basement room. One family at a time. I saw the basement room today. Her room is roomier, but the basement has far more seating capacity.
Oh, sounds like he wasn't allowed in the basement.
Yeah, more than one family can go on the first floor patio by the fish at one time. I was told that the reason for the change was that some people were complaining about me invading their visiting space. Then you were.
Oh my God.
Proudly selling insurance to those who are going to die. There's no way he's leaving that plan alone. That's a good plan.
Oh my God.
You just have to take their hand, sign something. They can't say no, quite literally.
Okay.
This place, to be clear, this is about the end of the line. There's everybody. It's the people that stared at the walls and one flew over the cuckoo's nest. And my mom's not the spry one in the group. They're all pretty done. Some can talk. Those ones are always sexual, and the other ones are just staring. My mom's a starer. So I did come from a long line of stares, after all. If true, I was told that the reason for the change was that some people were complaining about me invading their visiting space.
Now, also a place where when people visit, it's a little somber, or like you're trying to brighten up someone's day, or at least like, these are welcomed places for visitors.
Right.
And you fucked up.
Yeah.
And you look like you could belong there, so they would have a little empathy.
Right. If true, it would have been through jealousy of some residents. Then adds, which I find hard to believe. Who brought it up, you psychopath? The Green Goblin's more stable than you. You said it could be because of jealousy. Then added, which I find hard to believe. But obviously worth mentioning.
How many people do you think live in his head?
Right. Right. If true, it would have been through jealousy of some residents, which I find hard to believe, or envy.
What?
Not jealousy, envy. These are separate sins, my son. Or envy on the daily attention that I show mom, or a jealous visitor. So it is jealousy somewhere.
Oh my God. It's always him depicted as like, wow, what a charming, lovable, kind husband you have. Mm-hmm. And, oh, I wish I could fuck him. Oh, he's probably getting confused about, you said either they're starers or they're sexual.
Yeah.
So he's getting even near someone's door and they're like, come fuck me. And he's like, still got it, man. Wow.
Right.
I am harassed everywhere I go. This is why I tell my children I can't go out that much. I go on a cruise. I get hit on by a totally rich woman who wants to set me up for life. I try to come visit my wife who needs my attention. And here's this woman just can't stop herself.
I want a simple ice cream cone at Dairy Queen. I get free sprinkles from the woman dripping behind the counter.
Even my son's ex-wife was so into me. I have the proof. I printed it. It's in my
Yeah.
wallet.
And I was told it's the law regarding nursing homes, and it might well be. What is
What's
though
the law?
that you can't? I think that you can't talk to other people.
It is for you, yeah.
Yeah, I was told it's the law regarding nursing homes, and it might well be. I never invaded other visitors' space. Her free time is blah 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 and blah 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 blah. He just moves on.
Wow.
But you did though. She's often very tired in the early afternoon. Visitors may not walk around inside of buildings unaccompanied by staff. So why are you walking around without your mom and without your wife anyway?
Do you know how when you apply to be a waiter job, you've told us that, they go over the rules for one of the days, and it's like, don't wipe your face and then touch the inside of someone's glass. And it's like, why are these rules on a thick fucking book that I have to read to not fuck up? And it's because of your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad, who is like such a privileged idiot, who is like, why wouldn't I be able to walk around here? And, I guess they're saying that I'm invading their privacy. I don't see how. I wouldn't be the kind of person that invades anybody's privacy.
He's the reason you're told to wear deodorant at work. You're like, I would think so. Visitors may not walk around inside of building unaccompanied by staff and talking to residents. I was told that it is because of COVID rules. That rule bothers me, yet I could understand it.
Was he an anti-vaxxer? I think I asked you this.
No, but the rule bothers me because they all are vaccinated in there, so it should be okay. I don't know, but they made up it's COVID. Really? I can't walk wherever I want to? COVID, you get it. Yes, not 100% pleased, but it's your policy. Not here to fight all the things. I have my own problem right now. I understand a nut was missing from my wife's wheelchair. Who's trying to kill her? So I have my own problems right now that I'm working on. Apparently he's over that. He's over that murder investigation that he thinks somebody was trying to kill my mom over jealousy of him visiting all the time. She had a nut either loose or missing from one of her wheelchairs. Okay? Wheelchair completely stable still. He doesn't know how that happened and believes it was a maintenance worker that tried to sabotage her because he somehow told on something.
Oh.
So he thinks there's a murder, and then that's the end of it. We weren't supposed to look more into it.
Wow.
Just so you know, he's on top of it. Right. Now, how for people new to the show, would you describe my dad or explain what you alluded to, the emails about my ex-wife?
So your dad has always described himself as the best dad in the world. And as we've...
Well, this was our fault because when we were kids, we didn't know what to write for Father's Day. And we said best dad in the world. And that can really bite you in the ass.
Yeah, one of those garage sales had number one dad on a mug, and your mom said to go try to get it for 5 cents. 6 cents later, your dad's confused. He was really weird, abusive by switching the truth for you guys, deciding for you that you had a good childhood while he was abusing you, making you dig holes that had to be a certain size and without measurement, and then punishing you when it wasn't the right size. And then on, when you become an adult, you catfish him via your ex-wife. Some of this very convoluted.
He rates my ex-wife. Then my ex-wife goes, your dad's writing me asking about our relationship. And I go, oh, can I pretend I'm you and see where this goes? So I pretend that I'm her, and he tries to fuck me. He tells me / my ex-wife that she makes his libido jingle, and then takes time to shit on me too as he's hitting on her. All this at keithandthegirl.com/dad, DAD. You can take a look right now. It's all right there. It's not overwhelming. Yeah, and I said, and I emailed and said, look, it's me, you fucking idiot. We're not talking if you're acting like this is fake. You're telling siblings that you tried to write why would you anyway? But you tried to write Kat's mom, and somehow you clicked the wrong email address. But of course, that's not true because you go, hello, Catherine, my daughter-in-law, Keith. What's the deal with you and Keith's relationship? Why did that end? So yeah, just a whole bunch of bullshit.
And that's how catfishing for a year happened.
Yes. So I knew my dad might show up when we're over there that weekend. I wasn't sure how he would play it, if I just leave the room, that kind of thing. I didn't know mom's condition necessarily, how bad it was at the time, but I knew I was going to go regardless. We ended up all of us meeting up at the assisted living place.
For the first time, like you didn't go to the Airbnb first to meet each other?
We did. Some of us did. Some of us, somebody got off an airport, this kind of thing. So then we all left our respective spots, all met up there.
And it's just for everyone listening, you have 4 siblings. There's 5 of you total.
Right.
All 5 of you are together for the first time in about 13 years at your mother's bedside hospital.
It's the saddest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And you're guessing everything, and even professionals are guessing at everything. Is it overwhelming? There's 5 of us here who haven't been together for over a decade. Are you happy to see us? Do you recognize us? Is there a certain distance I'm supposed to be at? She wasn't able to talk. It was all nervous laughter. It was all I don't know. I'm even adding the word nervous. It was all laughter, or it was half crying, which was kind of like the same as the laughter. And at first, it seemed she was getting it, like, hey, it's me, your favorite. And then laughter. But then all of a sudden you start realizing, oh, there's no rhyme or reason. It'd be like if you had laughter on an alarm clock and you're like, oh, it fit this time.
Mm. And of course, like your first thought is, she always thought I was funny. So she's getting it. And then you stop saying such funny things, but she's still laughing.
Yes. Yeah. Or nothing's being said for a second. And then the laughter crying. There is. And then at a certain point, she backs her wheelchair away from us.
After you guys had been talking for a minute?
For a minute, yes. And then back the wheelchair up. And I'm so uncomfortable because I'm like, then we're too much.
Like she's backing it like she's afraid of you and moving back?
Yeah, or trying to figure out what it is.
Mm.
And it can't be explained that these are your kids. You try, but 2 seconds. If it took 2 seconds later, it didn't. And again, all this is being made up. A nurse wouldn't know. A doctor wouldn't know. And so I think maybe 15 minutes went by, and I'm thinking, like she's like pinching her hand, like the web of her hand with the other hand between the thumb and the forefinger.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good? Is that something? And she's, looking at, and then people are like, oh, she's backing up so that, she can get better. Well, she's not Martin Scorsese all of a sudden. She needs a 10-6 ratio. No, it looks like she's going as back far as she could, by the way, coincidentally. So I'm like, and maybe, I don't know how I try to talk in half code, but so maybe this was good. And, Mom, should we come back tomorrow? And then kind of a nod, yes. But then I'll tell you why. I don't know if that's could have been made up or a coincidence. But then they think the other siblings thought like I was leaving too early. So I'm like, okay. So we stayed longer. We put her in her, lazy boy type chair, or the nurse did rather. Now at this point, we're on the other side of the room. She's in almost the fetal position in that chair. That's not an opening physical thing. And people are talking, and then she would like stare. She did it to me, and I saw she did it to other people, just staring. And the look was like, who are you? Why are you trying to trick me?
That's really scary.
Yeah.
How's her physical self? She can't walk
well enough. Like she can't walk. She's 70 something.
Does she look frail?
Doesn't look too bad. If you're there, if it was a picture, it wouldn't look the worst. If it's a video, you feel it all.
Now the thing is you haven't seen your mom in a while, so I kind of feel like when I don't see someone for a while, like the age, shows up because you're not watching them age.
No, it didn't. Well, I saw her. No, I saw her before, 10 years ago or so. I saw her, probably within 3 years. So now it's just that the old ages where they're all kind of the same.
Okay, I got it.
But then people were getting the vibe like, okay, maybe it is too long. And somebody said, so tomorrow, should we come and visit you tomorrow? It was the only time she talked. She clearly said no.
Whoa.
Did she mean it? I don't know. But it was the only word said that day. Should we come back tomorrow? No.
How are you guys handling this emotionally? Because I remember this was over a decade ago. My father was getting out of a major surgery, and it was me and my mom who went to go see him. And I didn't know this about anesthesia. Like you kind of wake up fucked up. So
Right.
he wakes up. I think he's fine, and he is complaining so hard about pain. He's like, "Oh my God, this hurts so much. It hurts so much," that I walked away so that he doesn't see me burst into tears because you're watching your dad, even though like he's he hasn't spoken to me longer than my mother, and he's very cold. He heard I was getting open heart surgery. He left town. It didn't have any concern, but just to see your father in pain, and I was younger too, so it was hard. Did anyone need to walk away or need to?
Not walk away, but they had to be feeling like I am, and hoping something takes. Nothing. At a certain point, it's only getting worse and worse. You realize I think you realize you were making up the first part. I know one of my siblings didn't think it was too bad, and then thought about it, and that night, and was like, "Oh yeah, that was the fucking worst." And I was making up these responses I was getting. I noticed that I'd be looking at her, but she's giving me this look back, like, "Who are you?" And then I'd look around the room, that uncomfortable thing people do in real life, as if haven't seen this picture for the 17th time, because I don't want it to be like I'm making all this up, but I don't want it to be like I'm staring you down.
Right.
You're just watching TV now, so let me not stare at you. But I'm obviously acknowledging you.
Doesn't it sound a little bit, and like you said, we don't know, the nurses don't know, the doctors don't know, but
what were people doing with all this fucking ice water? Nobody knows nothing.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It could be related to ALS. Who knows? I'm just saying.
I see.
But this Alzheimer's, no one's figuring this shit out.
No.
And it's hard to figure out because they can't talk and acknowledge anything. So you can't get a response from them.
Doesn't it sound like they're going back in time to like one period in their life? And so if it doesn't match that period as they look around, they get confused, or they make it match that period and their inhibitions are low. So that's why they're getting sexual. Like maybe they're 17 and they're like, free and loosey goosey,
Right.
like I get to say, or doesn't it sound like they're on a trip? And when you talk to them, you're interrupting their trip. So you know how like if someone's in their whole of a trip and they might not be talking because they're going through a whole story and you interrupt them, they get really nervous. And it's like, wait, how did you get into this storyline? And now it's discombobulated. It sounds like they're tripping.
Well, when we were talking, we would look back and see when we saw signs of things. And it obviously progressive and it was over a period of time. You just didn't really recognize it. You knew like her words with friends words. I compared it to the movie Still Alice because they use words with friends right away as an example. But her words were smart and they started getting dumber. Then I wrote the word damn and she thought I hated her. I'm like, no, that was for 3,000 points. You understand? We can curse if it's 3,000 points.
And normally she would have a good sense of humor about it, even though it was not in the realm of what she would joke about.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the hello is kisses on the lips. We never did that though. So why did this just start? And then on that first day when we were there, one of my brothers, like, tentatively, but leans over like to give a hug or whatever and kisses my mom on the lips. And that's like, okay, that seemed positive, right? She didn't smack him. So he doesn't know what to do. So he does it again. Like, this is a positive reaction. This probably feels good. Next thing you know, it's 8 kisses later. And I can't help. I'm not saying he's a pervert, but I'm thinking to myself, like, she doesn't know who the fuck you are. Are you dad? Are you a new boyfriend? I see outside people, these 90-year-olds are grabbing tits. Does she even know who the fuck you are? Are you just taking advantage of somebody right now?
And you have to be careful because you kind of all look like your dad. So she might be thinking she's 19. He's whatever, too old he was to meet with her and get married and give up the priesthood. Right. And she might be thinking she's in that time.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. But, meanwhile, I'm sitting there looking at everything like a weirdo. Nobody knows what to do, Afterwards, I asked the nurse to sit down with us to get the latest. The nurse said that she recognized us, but there's no way she would have known. She showed us the room. We closed the door. She came in to put my mom from the wheelchair into a chair and left. You wouldn't know that. You're just saying that for us.
Oh, she said your mom recognized you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember my mom before her dad died. He was, he couldn't poop on his own. Like he was in assisted living. Everything had to be done for him by the time he died. And we came to visit him one time and he's just gone. He's gone. You can't really talk to him. And she's showing him pictures and she's like, look, he's so happy to see you guys. And I'm like, I guess you can tell because you come here all the time. And she's like, look how excited he is. I'm like, what version of emoting is this? How come you can't tell when I'm excited and I get excited?
Like, do you think it's just a lie so that you don't feel sad and so you don't feel sad?
I can't tell. I guess because
they'll say like, hey, he's very excited, but at the same time, they do talk like the person's not there. So when you say, hi, it's me, your husband, for the 15th time, either they know and they're like, yes, idiot, or they're not really there.
I don't know. It's such a weird position to judge because you want, like, I wanted my mother to have that. Okay, you think he's excited? Maybe that tells him he's excited. Then he starts to, I don't know. Like, it's one of those places where it's like, this is what I'm going to argue about. Okay, he's excited to see me. Great. Yeah. Everyone's just going to keep doing what they do. So he's excited to see me.
So she said that the nurse said, my mom, does the nervous laughter here and there. There's not rhyme or reason to it. I think that was really it. It was a good talk with the nurse, but I don't know what else I necessarily got out of it. She said that that my mom could see. We were like, should we hold things a certain distance? Does she not see? And all she knows is like, well, if I'm across the room at food time, she notices her and sees her. So yes, she can see. And I'm like, yeah, but who the fuck knows? A shape is going. You're like, there's a shape.
Right.
You're not talking. You're not asking for more peas.
Right. There's always a shape coming at me to give me food when I'm hungry. So
yes.
Yeah. Here's a weird question.
Uh-huh.
Did you ask if your mom has a timeline?
No, I didn't think about that. But I hope so. How about that?
Is it a thought?
Is it? I'd like now, like when it should go. Oh, it could be. I don't know. We know these stories in general. It could be forever. It could be tomorrow.
When you say you hope so, you hope
it wouldn't be the worst thing if she passed away.
It's just a lot of living without.
Like, what do you? Yeah, like you must not be in your head and recognize time. I worked in one of these facilities for a second, and they're just killing time staring at shit. So they don't know what time is. All of a sudden you eat, somebody takes you to the bathroom.
And then you're scared all of a sudden because you don't know where you are.
Yeah. And next thing you know, it's time to eat again.
Right.
What do you do today? Eat, shit, scared, eat, shit, scared. TV sounds of some kind. Bed. Yeah. So.
Did you guys cry or?
No, because we were raised fucked up. So nobody was. I asked them too. Did you cry separately? Nobody cried.
What? But you cried separately.
No, nobody cried separately. Supposedly.
No, before you came, but like nobody cried after seeing her.
No, that's what I mean. No.
Okay.
But we're still half human in that we were bummed the fuck out.
What does bummed the fuck out with the Malley kids look like?
It's the saddest thing, and you just saw your mom in the worst way you've ever seen her. I don't believe I can see her in a worse way. And
is it silent? Are you talking about it?
Yeah, are we talking about the visit that just happened? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, actually our schedule was food conversation. We were always talking.
And through the conversation, it didn't get to where somebody had to pause because they were losing it or cracked a voice.
Maybe a crack, but yeah, we're not sissies.
But then you rein it back. Like, okay, I'm cracking. Keith, you have something to say?
I don't think so, because I'm saying how I was really bummed out. It just didn't lead to crying. But like, also, it wasn't as this is the worst I've ever seen her. But I kind of, and you never really know, I kind of knew what to expect from a phone call that went absolutely nowhere. That kind of thing. So of course, seeing it's different, but it's not a surprise.
Right.
But I'm sure as comfort food after, for those in the know, I stopped at a Sheetz and I got one of your hamburgers there. And what's interesting about Sheetz, and you guys that live in these places, the recommended topping is mozzarella sticks. So I did that and lived it up. Okay. That's not a topping, people, but okay. When in Rome.
Was it in the burger?
Of course. It's a topping. Recommended. People love mozzarella sticks on their burger, apparently. Chicken wings, second option. What's that?
Was it the greatest? Like maybe you learned something you should have known.
No, it's not going to catch on, but
Okay.
it was fun.
So were you were outside of where you grew up because you grew up outside of Johnstown and you were in Johnstown?
We were close to Johnstown, fairly close.
Did you go to the old stomping grounds even though
No,
you guys weren't allowed to stomp?
That would have been about an hour away.
Okay.
So no, we didn't care. We didn't care enough. But us all being together was fun and good, and we're promising that we'll at least keep that going. So we'll see. The second day, Dad was going to visit, and they were debating. Okay, so they'll go without me, and then meet him there, and then maybe they're going to go to a diner. Anyway, it ended up being they're like, Keith, are you ready? And I'm like, oh, I didn't think I was going. It's like, no, we decided we're meeting Dad there. Just for a minute. He's there. We're gonna meet him there. Maybe stay however long, half hour, who knows, and then leave. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't think I can do that. And I gotta look for my brother Ken, who's in the know. Ken's in your VIP package under Daddy Issues. Right? He's not missing a step on what's going on with me and Dad. And he gives me this look, like, really, 15 fucking minutes, really? You just can't do it. Because of this bullshit.
There's a couple things there because you had it in your mind. What would you say if you had to see your dad? So part of me thinks you're kind of looking forward to it so that you can respond to it.
Well, I didn't look forward to it. I wouldn't have minded it in that I'm sure I would see him and, and I just talked to Mom. I more pictured what would happen when he tries to talk to me. Like, can I talk to you for a second? No.
Right. So you didn't even want to give him that opportunity.
I didn't want to go because at this scenario, my dad's already there. We're coming in. We're all gonna, maybe he's introducing us. We're all gonna be there in that room. So there's all this tension about my ex, all these, me calling him out about these lies he's been telling my siblings. That now I'm supposed to figure out if there's such a thing as energy, and we're trying to figure it out. That energy in that room where my dad's giving me a look, and do I look at my mom in the eye, him trying to say something quippy to show that everybody that we're pals again. I don't need it. Also, not seeing my mom, quite frankly, the next day isn't the worst thing.
Is that weird to say? Like you were kind of done seeing your mom because it sounds like the decision is, I don't even know if I'm making it better. I might be making it
exactly.
worse.
I would. What would be bad? Like, am I being a pussy because I'm only caring how it puts me out? But how does it put my dad out? But I really think, especially 5 of us, I thought we were doing more damage than good.
Yeah, well, nobody knows. So,
right.
If that's what it felt like,
I can't imagine it was doing good. So it was doing nothing or bad. And then to throw my dad on top of that, I'm like, well, that's ridiculous.
Was it weird to be alone? While they were at the hospital?
I used my Brooklyn sheets, if you know what I mean. That got my mind off it for a second. That was kind of fun. It was extra fun. Big house. And then I took a nap. So there wasn't much to process.
Big house. Okay.
I sat on the dryer, if you know what I mean. I haven't seen a dryer in years. I'm a city guy.
So you did get to see the country again.
Right.
And all its amenities.
Yeah. So now, like, whenever they left, I'm like, it is weird, but I'm quite confident that I made the right decision. And that was it. They came back. They started saying how it was so much better than the day before. But then they're describing it, and it didn't sound better to me at all.
So without you going, is that the truth? Everyone's like, she's responding.
It went better, but they all decided that would be the last visit, which I was fine with. I assumed there'd be one more visit, but my sister did say, assume when you saw her, that would be the last visit if you don't go today. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. And that ended up being what people wanted to do. And quite frankly, I was on board. I know when they were there with my dad, my mom started like rubbing the leg of somebody wearing shorts, then the arm of somebody else with shorts. And again, who knows? Is this a sexual thing? Is it are you really recognizing, that is Mark's leg? Then my dad goes to one of my brothers and goes, put your arm out.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, if she wants it, I'll put it out. Put it out. Like, what? None of this energy is getting through to mom, but she's there and knows what's happening. Put it out. I don't want to thrust my arm at her. Put it. Okay.
Love that tone. I love that tone. That's like the people who don't know how to whisper.
Mm-hmm.
They so people think they're being son, if I'm like, you're moving your lips, you're acting like you're not moving your lips, and you're acting like no one in the room can hear you because you're talking in a different accent.
They said, why don't you can come in the car, stay in the car if you want. It's not like dad's going to check the car. And I'm like, dad will check the fucking car, by the way. And he did. Not for nothing. Yeah, of course he's going to be out by the car. But I did get my savings bonds.
Oh, you're rich.
Because he thought I was going to be there. So he had to give them to the kids. And 600 smackers. Very exciting.
Wow. I am so surprised he gave it to your siblings and wasn't like, he's here. If he wants it, he can come get it.
Right.
Because
I think, not to think too much into this, but you got to know where you can push it to. And so you have the bonds with you. You thought I was coming that day. No, I'm holding it for kid. Well, that's in front of 4 people's faces. That's weird. You're being weird. So now it's like, oh, here all they are. Please give this to Keith. Oh, they told me this, that my dad said, is Keith not here because of me? And the look in his face was very sad and ready to cry. Then, and I'm like, okay, maybe then he gets it. Okay. And then we'll talk from there if he wants.
He should be sad and ready to cry.
That's an added bonus. Good.
Yeah. Did you know he had true emotion? This isn't one of them, but okay. Is this a new display?
We realized his emotions are flinches that you catch. You can't hide that. That's when he's telling the truth. I saw that look. You saw nothing? You son of a bitch. You were sad. So, but the very next day, and I'll get to those, emails shitting all over me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And not about me not coming the second day either, to be clear, about me and my dad's past.
This is such a tactic. And I know we sound heartless when we say this stuff, like, especially if you just met us or this is the first story you're hearing, but your tears mean nothing. Everything you've said means nothing. So then tears is not some sort of next level thing. The levels have been very clear. It's you that muddies the water. And now you think you could add tears to change people's minds. Bullshit.
Right. Amen.
Also, you don't know how to feel in that capacity, because if you did, you would know how to express that as well. But at this fucking point, you liar.
So my bonds, it looks like it was my mom buying them without my dad knowing throughout the years, which is interesting, in our names. And, they paid half price for what they are now. My mom did, when I say they. And so I guess they get 4 times the value over 20 years of the original thing, whatever. So we'll see. But I bring it up because it is a lot of money for her with the 5 kids. All these different years, no rhyme or reason to the years sometimes, or the amounts. They were all different. But my dad also said to the kids, I found a lot of cash hidden in different places. And he mentioned significant amount, like it was a lot of money. I didn't know this was a real thing. I heard about it in comic books, but I did. Women really hiding the money from the husbands. She did that. And you just guess, is it to get away? Is it because he doesn't cut coupons? He's not good with money. Let's say money just in case. Is it because her parents were in an abusive relationship and that's what the mom did, or she didn't ever want to be like her mom's stock? I don't know.
I think it's a way to not negotiate your money, because she always knew that she was better with money, because he not only wouldn't make any, but would also misspend it.
Yeah.
So a lot of women her age have done it because they don't have control over it. So even though it's both of your money, dad gets to say the final word and she doesn't like his final word. This is what I think. And I know it's very common for people who are a mother's age to hide money from their husbands. So it's not like I know my mother used to have a stash. I know that I kind of learned to have a stash. I got rid of that. But I remember I was about to sell this tea thing that I got. It's a giant teacup with like a tea kettle on top that I
Right.
never used that somebody gave me. And I was going to sell it at a garage sale. And then a friend of mine started looking through it. It was her garage sale that we were piggybacking on. She's like, oh, maybe I'll take this. Opens it up. There's $100 in there because that's where one of my stashes were. Because you're sort of like hiding it from yourself as well. Like it's out of sight. And then you have $100 just in case.
Well, that's the thing too. My dad loves throwing out other people's stuff. And the second he can throw out my mom's clothes, he did. Now he's not having soirees or anything. I don't know why he needs the space, but okay. He threw out all her clothes, threw out all her jewelry. I have a sister, by the way, but okay. Threw out all the jewelry.
But even if you didn't have a sister, first of all,
there's a token I might like, of course.
Yeah, you have a girlfriend. One of your brothers could like wearing certain jewelry.
No, because then I have to say where I got the jewelry from and where did my mom probably get that from, and that's too much into the Malley family. My dad is hiding from something.
Seriously, why would you throw away jewelry?
Right. It's like, okay, we can get this out now, finally.
Even if it was fake jewelry, custom jewelry. I mean, just for asking you guys, sentimental purposes, whatever.
But then we did some more yapping, some more eating, and I showed them Phenomenon on Keith and the Girl TV. The kids, and they loved it. Yeah, it's based on my dad saying, "I don't do magic, I do illusion." So my character starts, "I don't do illusion or tricks, I do magics." So that's in Keith and the Girl TV. In the free app, by the way, keithandthegirl.com/app. So here's the letter that was in with the saving bonds. We all had the same letter. Ready? Mm-hmm. Our dear son/daughter. Enclosed, please find mom's gift to you. Originally, we planned on purchasing small bonds for each of you each year, starting with the time that each of you would be born and continuing to do so on each of your birthdays. Mm. It was a great plan. Well, sure, of course it was. And when did you have the plan? When you had your first kid? Then this will be our plan for whatever happens. It was a great plan, but for reasons beyond my remembrance, it was not followed through on. Most likely is because of family financial constraints. Yeah, you not working, you making up your jobs.
You can't remember why, but you came up with the only reason that it could be. Okay.
He's two-faced. During a time that mom worked outside of the home, she started to get some bonds for each of you. The amounts varied from one to the other, but be it known that she loved each of you beyond measure. We know.
Dummy.
It's him taking credit somehow.
And it's also like, here's the measurement that your mom measured her love with, but don't take that personally, even though this dude is the one that added that.
Right. Since her love was without measure, I can only presume that the total amounts for each of you are not identical for a possible different number of reasons. 1, she bought them as she remembered to buy them, but most likely did not remember who she had bought them for or when or for what amounts, for her memory is already suffering from Alzheimer's by this time.
What? When did she buy it? Last year?
Right.
What are you talking about? You just said that she's been buying it and the idea was to just keep adding.
I have from 91. Also, the number and the name is on the bill.
Yeah, this isn't confusing. It's paperwork. Very clear cut.
And all of it was in one spot. It wasn't in the tea kettle marks and Ken's was in.
Also, you guys don't need this letter.
We don't need this letter. Well,
There's
here's what's
nothing
funny.
In the letter.
This whole point, you'll see. And it was also written on the envelope. Read this in private. Don't share the money amount to other people. And it's supposedly it's so that nobody gets hurt, that they have a less amount. But he's the one bringing this up constantly. This is the guy that when I was a kid, we went to the theme park and he would like rock on the Ferris wheel. And I'd be like, oh, that's scaring me. Please don't do that. One of those ones, those open ones, like a 2-3 seater open one. And he's like, if you don't want somebody to not do something, don't tell them not to do it. And then he leans over where you're like vertical to the ground. I'm like, what the? Great fucking lesson. Don't tell them. I can't tell my dad not to do something. Don't tell me not to fuck your exes. That only encourages me to do the fucking.
That's so weird. He really genuinely was like, oh, you just told me how to hurt you. And I'm going to do it right away.
Yeah. Money at the time may have been going to the person in some other form. Number 3, she bought them in amounts that were possible for her to do at any given time. She did help with family expenses from time to time during those years. She did all the expenses all the time in
Also,
those years.
you're calling it help? She helped with expenses?
Yeah.
It's not help. That's like you
From time
babysitting.
to time. Help and time to time.
My God. Oh my goodness.
And the
She's like,
family.
that's like saying like, and I babysat you kids. Like, no, that's
Right.
we're all establishing that
I was-
everybody works.
I was known on occasion to love you. And the family money supply would not have been always equally available to her. Okay. 4, she most likely purchased them in the amount she did, for whom she did, because she felt at the time that that particular person would need them the most in the future.
What a
Now
shitty
it's an
thing to
insult.
say. Yeah.
Now it's an insult.
Such a shitty thing to say.
Whoever got the more money, idiot. They didn't have faith in you. 5, the amounts might have varied simply because one child was doing so much more for her at that given time. Completely made up, obviously.
Oh my
These are
God.
I'm just saying ideas. Maybe
Sure.
somebody was doing more for mother. But
Maybe-
don't share this with anybody. Just take it in. Ask me for more. You could come to me, but don't come to each other. I still luckily don't believe that you talk to each other. So don't do that.
Wow. So it could be one of you guys was a favorite.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
Number 6.
my God.
There's only 9, folks. The truth is, I do not know why the amounts vary. Okay. But I do know that her love for each of you knew no bounds. These were purchased without my knowledge, although I remember her saying that she had purchased one large one for one of you, the amount of which shocked me and intended to do so for each of you. I do know Mark got a $500 one. I assume that's the big one. Why are you adding it in here?
So
If we really but you don't, again, he doesn't know we talk to each other and he hopes not in these letters when he triangulates, but obviously if it wouldn't even be a problem. Now I'm making up some scenario, but if it was a problem, we'd all put our money together and give it out evenly. This is silly. And no, of course you don't know us. Number 7, if she would have continued to work outside of the home long enough, her intentions may well have been to get the same total amount for each of you.
oh my God.
8, it could be any one of these reasons or a combination of some of these reasons. It has to be at least some. We know it has to be some at least.
Wait, that gets its own number? That's
Yeah.
number 8. It could
That's
be
number 8.
others.
Yeah,
Number
there could
8.
be others
It could be anything or a combination.
or combinations or reasons not mentioned above and totally unknown to me.
Number 9, all
Number
of the above.
9.
Number 10, some of the above. Number 11,
Right.
let's call for a lifeline and see what somebody else says. Number 12,
I might
the
not have
number
any.
2.
Right. I might have no idea. Number 9, but I doubt it. Number 9.
13, same as number 2. See
Right.
number 2.
Right. Look under your chair for number 10. Oh, now go on a hike. Do mom a favor. This is number 9. And do not discuss your amount with the others. Mom did this out of love, and I am certain she wanted to treat each of you fairly.
But she didn't. So
But she
please
didn't.
forgive her.
Right. Please love your mother. I know I'm giving this to you because you all got together and haven't done it in almost 15 years. Please, can you just love her? At the time, I never realized how much Alzheimer's was consuming her. So since 91, at least, when my earliest bill was, that's not true. It is
Ever since she met your dad, she's been trying to lose her mind.
Yeah, who are you? Please, God, I know. Don't answer. It is only now in retrospect and with comments from some of you that I am beginning to realize the early depths of that dreaded disease which affected her from the start so very long ago. Yeah, even when we would disagree about how to raise you. Probably
Now-
dementia.
Right. Now he's just making up that anything that she disagrees is dementia.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want no envy. Now, we're out of numbers now. Just a closing remark.
Okay.
I want no envy, animosity, jealousy, or resentment between any of you over this. Mom did it out of pure, unselfish love, and I am certain, under better circumstances, it would have all evened out. Now, he thinks
He brought it up 20 times. 20 times.
he's being dramatic, like, I know money can ruin things. So I don't know what happened that he has no friends. We never had parties or couples or people coming over. We never had family reunions. I don't know my nieces, nephews. I can't get them to make that simple family tree. We have no idea. So something went wrong with a lot of people. I guarantee money was involved somehow. So don't act like you got wise from everybody hating you, from nobody wanting to visit us ever. You go, money could cause problems. I don't want your $600 to ruin your great. Meanwhile, you think we don't talk as it is, but okay. I want no envy, animosity, jealousy, or resentment between any of you over this. Mom did it. Pure and selfish love. I am certain under better circumstances it would have evened out. Alzheimer's changes things beyond one's control. And the end of her working years outside of the home most likely changed her plans, no matter how noble they were at the time.
What? Shut up. No, like the nurses don't know, but you have a conclusion.
Yeah.
Here's what Alzheimer's is.
Worked for a place. You figured some things out. Considering how long ago they were purchased, their surrender value is probably close to 4 times their face value. They could be cashed at a bank. Taxes will need to be paid on the growth of the funds after they are cashed in, but they do not need to be cashed in at this time. The combined total amounts were an absolute shock to me when I came across them quite by accident not all that long ago. Thank Mom for her hard work, sacrifice, love, and generosity. Whatever
even though she's a
is.
Fucking liar.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about him. I was shocked, but here you go. Oh, he had to be said, handing those over.
Yeah,
all my love, Dad.
He said that at least 3 different times. I didn't know anything about it, but
yeah,
she's lovely. She's the best. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like it's always followed by like, hey, listen, I didn't know anything about this, but you should really be nice to your mother. Like he hates her through that letter.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I mean, he looked at it too. It's like, all right, but I'm the dead. Can I cash these?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Maybe some of that hidden cash is mine. No debate. Was my graduation ticket stub next to it?
Like he thinks he's an insurance salesman.
Right.
But you guys don't know if he has insurance out on your mom, do you?
I don't know. I'd assume by now, but I don't know.
Well, now I don't know how much she can really take out.
Right. They don't give you a good policy. She's not a smoker.
Never got cancer.
Right.
Diabetes free.
All right. I'll get to you, Dad's follow-up emails, but let me ask you this. Are you still going to the post office like a dork? Are you still paying full price for postage? Well, thanks to Stamps.com, you don't have to anymore. Mail and ship anytime, anywhere, right from your computer. Letters, packages. Pay less, a lot less, with discounted rates from USPS, UPS, and more. They bring the U.S. Postal Service and UPS right to your computer. That's a place I don't miss going to. How about that?
Honestly, the less I talk to USPS people,
the happier I am.
Ugh.
It affects my happiness.
It also the people in line. I hate the people in line.
Hate them.
And now
I give them stories and I hate them. Murderers.
It's
Murderers
true.
row.
It's true because either the person in line is yelling at the person behind the counter or the person behind the counter is being shitty to the person in line. It's just not a good experience for me.
Stop wasting time going to the post office. Go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with the promo code KATG, you get a special offer. That includes a 4-week trial plus free postage. I didn't know that's money.
Yeah.
Free monies. You get free postage and you get a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone on the top of the homepage, type in KATG. That's it.
Honestly, this is just for the digital scale. You don't think you could use that digital scale?
Yeah,
I have news for you. We could use a digital scale. Okay.
That's Stamps.com. Promo code is KATG. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. So my dad sent an email to everybody. This was on a Saturday night, the day 2 night, when everybody got together but me. This is to everybody but me. Permit me to once again thank you all for visiting Mom and the kind words that you said to me.
What? They said kind words? They said hi?
No, they didn't. If anything, they said, quit acting like Mom's going to die tomorrow. Don't live based on your money, assuming that. Don't live like you're just spending money left and right on things.
Is he?
Stop acting like you're gonna die soon. You've been thinking you give dates every 6 months, like you're some weird religious cult. Yeah, he's like, oh, I saw this lazy boy chair online. They said it's for old people. I'll take 3. Throw out all my old furniture movers. We don't need those anymore. Just dumb moves. The latest being like, because dad keeps saying I take this hour drive to see mom, and I get into I almost die, like hinting like he gets into a car crash almost dies. So we said, well, then live closer, look into that. He already has a place. It's been a day. He goes, I didn't see the place. It doesn't have a stove or a fridge, but they said I can blah blah blah. He's ready to buy it, and they go, no, idiot, you didn't see the place. This doesn't sound up to code. Of course, someone's ready to take your money. He goes, have you ever heard the phrase strike while the iron is hot?
Oh my God.
So all day long today, I'm getting copies of people's emails, and it's them going, calm down. Look at we'll help you look at a place. No, you said get closer. And God gave me a sign. And Ken, who went to the seminary, isn't a priest, but went to the seminary, is like, you know what? I used to do this. Our job was to see signs. Now you're just trying to see signs everywhere. I realized seeing signs is the move of the laziest people. I wait for a sign. I see a sign, so I'll quit my old job that takes work. Everything's signs. But you told me something, and a place was available in a newspaper. That's a sign. The places are always available.
Oh my God.
Especially
and you know
in those
what?
towns.
He always wanted to spend like that, and it was your mother that tried as much as possible.
When I did a Freudian slip and I said your mom instead of your wife, no, that was his mom. And she stopped him from falling for a Nigerian scam. He was going to be a millionaire because he seemed trustworthy. I am trustworthy. That, of course, that makes sense. And it's a sign. And he's bringing the checkbook downstairs. Where are you taking that checkbook, you fucking weirdo? Downstairs?
That's why she's hiding money, so that he doesn't spend it on dumb shit.
And he goes, well, we're going to get $1 million, but blah, blah, blah. Then he starts making up things the Nigerian scammers didn't even make up. And she's like, put it back. Talking to a child.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
sell the home that you live in so that you have money to rent a space.
Yeah, you have 24 acres.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Permit me to once again, let's see. Thank you, Mom, and the kind words. If you have any insights that I need to be aware of, which we gave. Like Christy's the best, my sister, and she's like, I'm gonna send you bullet points. She'll send like Alzheimer facts to him, what to do, what to say, what not to say, but she'll frame it nice, like, here's what I found for me. I know I'm a big fucking idiot. I learned so much. Maybe you would like it. You know, he didn't click on these links or even read the bullet points that were taken from these links. You know he didn't. But please give me more information. You know everything. If you have any insights that I need to be aware of or which would benefit your mother, please share them with me, either personally or in group form. I'm not here to embarrass anybody.
Honestly, I think you guys can take 1 or 2 of his letters to some sort of like psych place that will deem him unfit to deal with his own finances and shit, because he let him go out just fucking blowing money. Who gives a fuck? Is that cool? Can he leave debt to you? Does it work that way?
Okay, I refuse to believe it can work that way. All of a sudden, my life is ruined because he decided to have fun with his own money. No, I'm not even gonna look it up. No fucking way. No way. I refuse to live in a planet where that's possible.
Well, I also think like for people who are like, hey, listen, this is your father. I want you guys to picture your father talking like this to you. It pleases me.
Right.
How does this
is when you have permission to be vulnerable. Permit me to once again thank you for visiting, Mom. Permission granted. I mean, I don't permit the king anything, but please, of course you're permitted.
Just in real life, because this is how he talks in real life too. Like, permit me to speak unbeknownst to other people.
Right.
It's like, what? Where did he grow up? You don't even know.
But it wasn't like I don't know, monk English school. He grew up. I hope that each of you find a good use, either now or in the future, for Mom's gift to you, and that you take the time to carefully read the enclosed letter from me to each of you.
Why? None of these words are necessary. I hope you use this money well. Remember the money that I gave to you and the letter that I gave. I hope you read that as you're reading this. Yes.
To you, each of you, that.
That you may read now or in the future.
I'm not in charge of your reading schedule. I would recommend that don't read it and then forget about it and not read the rest. But
Take
perhaps
notes.
put it on a fridge or a cork board. I've seen many cork boards at Walmart. They find
Print it out, as I do all of my emails.
Right. Thanks again. I was so sorry that you folks' meeting place turned out to be so far away and you encountered such dense fog. My sister picked this place out, and my dad goes, perhaps your sister didn't know that it's a half hour to Mom's place with incredibly windy roads and immense fog. Like, and then more than once, like, your sister's a big idiot. Please forgive her with the winding roads. Okay, it was fine.
Was there fog and windy roads?
Okay, sure. That had to have been very scary, he says. I am certain that Christy tried her best.
Did he ask if it was scary?
No.
Because you can go, hey, kids, was that scary?
No, they didn't ask. I'm certain that Christy tried her best to get the closest place possible, but was unfamiliar with the surroundings. Please, guys, can you forgive your sister? She loves you.
Shots fired,
Please
Christy.
ask me if you have more questions, though. But you don't have to talk to her directly. I get it. Thank you, Mark, for your kindness in transporting Ken to and fro the airport and for bringing Keith. You all look very handsome and beautiful. Thanks again.
Ew, creep.
Right. So, okay, seems nice. I mentioned a little bit. My brother Ken writes, oh, and there's some back and forth, and they talk about this place and all that. At one point, Ken says, oh, and just throwing this last tidbit out there. By the way, if you listen to /dad, keepingthegirl.com/dad, and you haven't gotten to daddy issues in VIP because you think, what can be more? Mm-hmm. There is more. There is more. Oh, just throwing this last tidbit out there, Ken says. I don't know how strongly you want to be able to have a relationship with Keith again, but I do know that Keith can move on and forgive you if you felt you could apologize for the email conversation you had with his ex. You don't have to defend yourself to me about it, mind you. I'm sure you have your own side of the story. Everyone does. Yeah, I actually, Keith Malley, I have all sides of the story printed in black and white. But yes, everybody does. I get what he's trying to do. It doesn't bother me. But if having a relationship with him is something you want to have again, that's what it's going to take. So it'll have to be your call if you think that it's worth it. Of course, I think you should, because I hate seeing this rift between you two, but it's not for me to fix. I'm just letting you know that it will be able to be fixed. I saw how hurt you looked that Keith didn't come today. I also think Keith doesn't like it either, but he's far too proud to ever give in. It's not too late to fix that. Now, here's my dad. We have that vulnerable moment. Keith's relationship with his father, my dad says, goes far beyond his ex. Now, none of this is true because we were talking just fine. We'd make phone calls, all this. Not close, but talking just as much. I didn't admire him, but me and the siblings, we all had this superficial, conversations with him. It started way back when he wrote lies and degraded me, yet when he lived at home and increased, maybe he means the Great American Novel, I don't know, and increased beyond words on his program and from his stage presentations and permitting comments to be said about me, mom, and his siblings.
Am I in this again? Yes.
And by Agenda.
Ding, 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 ding. Where's I wish I had a bell. Oh, your dad loves me. He can't get over me. Mm-hmm. He cannot get over me.
Those comments were so degrading, filled with lies. By the way, filled with lies. You can't name one to Ken, but it's filled. The too many. I don't even want to burden you, but endless. It would poison your soul for me to tell you one thing Keith did wrong, but it's endless. Those comments were so degrading, filled with lies, distortions of the truth, calumnious and liable, that if taken to court, he would be sued for every single penny he has or will ever have.
Okay.
We had fake cat bring up a fake lawyer when you brought this up, and my dad goes, no, after all, I'll let God judge. Because in the end, this is stupid. Keith would love it. If you sued Keith, he would love it.
Yeah, because also he's still trying to keep this a secret.
Yes.
I think he separated your mom from her family. Do you even know if her sisters are alive?
I think only one sister is alive, and she has Alzheimer's now also. Meaning other sisters had Alzheimer's, I believe. I didn't know that. Dad's dad had Alzheimer's. I didn't know that.
And he still doesn't know what to do or how to react.
Right.
This is the time to be sharing. Like, this is how I felt when I saw my dad like that. You
Yeah.
must be feeling away when you see your mom like this.
How about mention your dad has Alzheimer's when we're young as a point of conversation for anyone we meet with Alzheimer's? God will be his judge. So I can be sued for every penny I have and every penny I'll ever make. OJ has it easier than I could have it. Okay. God will be his judge. And if he doesn't rapidly straighten up, his fate will be one I do not wish on any of my children. It kind of seems you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of seems like hell is exciting you for me. The apology and menatonia, I don't know what that means, needs to start on his end. Will it? Only God knows. I fear for his soul's eternity. That is I've been scared before. It doesn't sound like you're scared. That is the truth. For as sacred scripture states, death comes as a thief in the night. Trust me, this has little or nothing to do with his ex. What does to me, though? That's important. He is using that as an excuse to try to cover up the wrongs that he has done toward me, and he is having trouble admitting to. For to do so would require him to change major things in his life, which he does not want to do, and which cost him his marriage. I mean, it's you again.
What?
It's you.
No, you didn't marry me.
No, it's you that cost the marriage, and you that is making me talk about him.
Oh,
he's using this as an excuse to cover up the wrongs that he has done toward me that he's having trouble admitting to. For to do so would require him to change major things in his life, which he does not want to do, and which cost him his marriage.
It was you that did it that cost you your marriage.
Oh, just things that I did? I think he's saying... Well, here we go. Here's some more. I warned him in advance that such would happen, and he said that all was fine between Catherine and Kenda. So I'm sorry if I had another piece to the puzzle.
Oh. Wow.
How on earth could all be fine between a new wife and a former lover when he was working long, odd hours with his former lover?
Oh, fuck off.
First of all, there's no way of course, if it's Saturday, it's 2 p.m., there's a problem. Me and him to talk to each other. If it's 11 at midnight and the website's down, we call and figure out. Never mind that.
But trust me, no lover wants that phone call.
No lover wants that. I'm getting tingles again. Nobody wants that phone. And I never told him that. There was never a time that I talked to him and said, we work weird hours, you know.
Oh, right.
As if that matters. Right. You're excited every time I tell you like you have Alzheimer's what I do. We didn't start talking about my schedule.
Right.
How would it work between a new wife and former lover when he was working long, odd hours with his former lover? Suddenly, he acts like he still has control over his ex, meaning Kat, I believe. No, Kenneth, this divide was started by him and intensified by him and can only be solved by him. So he could hit on my ex and flirt with her, because there's no way I still have control over her. It's an ex, Keith, which he has said, by the way, speaking of Daddy Issues show.
Oh, my God.
What he said, what part of X don't you understand? Like, you typed that
and sent it? Wow. I can't even remember all the shitty things your
denied
dad says.
It, but still typed that.
Wow.
Ken said, like I said, everyone has their side of the story. It will not be solved by him, though. So if it's going to happen, you'd have to be the bigger man because he won't be able to. Maybe you've made your decision, though, and I can't do anything to change your mind. Just know that he has his side of the story, and he believes just as firmly his side. Again, it just comes down to what is more important to you, a relationship or your pride, and only you can decide that. And my dad wrote, I've repeatedly extended myself to him in hopes that he would shape up and walk the morally right path in our relationship. You guys remember those letters. I unquestionably feel that it is now in her hands, not mine.
Who?
Her hands? Maybe his hands, meaning God, and there was a mistake.
No, I think it's in Kat's hands whether she wants to fuck him or not.
The father rejoiced when his prodigal son returned, but the son had to first acknowledge to himself before God and then before his father that he was wrong. The rest of the story is a beautiful history lesson.
See, I love Ken. He's fantastic. Big mistake, though. You do not engage with this person because he's so thrilled to write back. He's so thrilled, and it'll never be the truth or what you want or whatever.
And how are you going to get the truth now if you really, if a liar's told I can see both sides, but can you explain more or work it out? That means I got you a little bit. No, I'm never caving. So I'll die and you'll wonder who was right. And of course, most people are simple and they'll be like, well, I feel bad for the dead guy.
Yeah, no, there is no finding a resolution through talking to this person because they change their words around so that you can continue to engage. All they want is the engagement.
Right. Yeah. You know what? And I think Dad thinks, okay, I might as well deny it because this is the end of this thing. No, the dad emails are going to be a book, folks. You can look and cross-reference in a book the dad emails. This might have been able to end and you won't let it. Okay, I'm happy. Good. But who knows what could have happened at they saw a look in your eye. You really say, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck? It'd be a 2 p.m. call on a Saturday to handle. Like, hey, I'm having a crisis or whatever. But now you can't let that happen. Good.
I have a question for you that might be weird.
Okay.
You're going to be done with the book. Like, let's call it within a year's time from now.
Right.
Would you prefer your dad being alive for it or dead for it?
I'd prefer he was alive.
Yeah.
Because nobody can be simple and say you're picking on a dead person. I, of course, assumed thought about what would happen if he's dead. Would I still put this out? Yes, I would. But I'd rather he was alive, I think.
Okay. It's still the same information, alive or dead. So
I know, but people get confused. Does it look like an asshole move? And I think I can explain why it's not.
Yeah, to me, it's not because it's not. Like if it's not when the person's alive, then it's not when the person's dead.
Right. Well, there you have it. There's the latest.
Now we're all hoping this dude survives for a little while.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, don't you want to see those lazy boys in his living room?
Yeah, I want to see a picture of that whole house, see what's going on, see what he's making up. Did he throw everything out? Who knows? Right. But he goes, why don't you guys come over and stay with me? He says to everybody. And they're like, well, according to what you're saying, you threw out all the furniture. And he goes, oh, I thought you could bring sleeping bags. Like, well, good thing we asked.
No, and the thing is even if he didn't, when you guys come in and say, I thought you threw out the couch, he doesn't have to tell the truth ever. He could just say whatever new thought comes to mind.
Of course.
But it would be interesting to see what the place looks like now because he's always been very lazy. So what's lighting a fire under his ass to get rid of shit?
I hired movers one time and I soon won't do that again. And it's like, so, but they would have moved it. You wouldn't have helped them move it because you couldn't. Well, it was so fucking exhausting.
Well, his sermon took forever. They started rolling their eyes as they were carrying the furniture and he didn't like how little attention he was.
Are you a licensed mover? From what school? Keith and the Girl, give it 5 stars, give it a positive review. That stuff does matter. So wherever you hear this, say hi, give it the old thumbs up. And we see you guys sharing the show. Makes all the difference in the world. We appreciate it very much. And we'll talk to you soon.